everyone, it's Adele here. Hope you're having a good day. I'm going to talk to you today about this book that I'm reading at the moment, which is the Bob Proctor one, You Were Born Rich. So I don't know whether you remember me saying recently I'd picked this up because I just spotted it again on my bookshelf and I just had a quick flick through it. Started to notice all the highlighted passages that I'd highlighted previously, and I just became really inspired and wanted to read it again. But I've actually not read it properly. I've not started at the beginning and worked my way through. I've just been picking out chapters that have, jumped out at me. So I've kind of read it backwards, really. I'm getting towards the beginning now, but I just highlighted lots and lots in the second half of the book more than the first. So I've just worked my way back. Funny thing about this book is that when you get to the back, when you get to the end, after the last chapter, it does actually say the beginning. And that is just because that when you've soaked in all this information that Bob has to share in this book, it really is the beginning of everything for you. It's the start of a new way of life, a new sort of way of looking at things. There's that many amazing breakthroughs in this book that, it really can be life-changing. I just wanted to go through a few of the things that I've picked up on again, second time round. Obviously, there's a lot of information here, and I do recommend you read it yourself because nobody can explain it like he does. But I will try my best to sort of just pick out the 5 key things that I've picked up, on reading this for the second, third, fourth time. I don't know how many times I've read this. I think it's one of those books that I've just picked up so many times and just, randomly read a few pages. But it is all based on the law of attraction. I do believe it's all sort of, the chapters are all connected because they do all talk about the law of attraction and how important it is to visualize yourself being successful. But the first point I've made is about a chapter that I read, which talks about making room in your life for the things that you desire. So the example that he uses is clearing out your wardrobe. So take a look at your wardrobe. If there's things in there that you don't wear, just put them aside and then give them away. And it's all about the law of vacuum, and it's about making space, for what you want to achieve. So there's no point saying to yourself, for example, that you want a gorgeous wardrobe of clothes if you've got a wardrobe at the moment that's packed solid full and there's no room for any new clothes. You've got to make that room. So that's the first sort of thing. The first point is just to have a clear out and give things away. He does stress not to sell them, but to give them away, to make room in order that you can receive back, and it'll be tenfold, 100-fold of what you've given away. So that's the first thing. The second thing is to not look back at the past and dwell on the past. So looking at past events that have happened, looking at, your experience to date and thinking, well, that happened, so that means I'm not good at that. You've got to just ignore what's happened in the past, move forwards, focus on the future. Don't look at things that, that have happened to you that have made you think that, you're not good at a specific thing, because it's all about looking forward and creating that, future vision of what you want, rather than looking back on what might have gone wrong in the past and thinking, why haven't I achieved this already? It's taken me this long to get to this far. You've just not got to stop that way of thought and focus on the future. The third thing is the third chapter that I've picked out here is called The Razor's Edge. Now, I've come across this in another book before called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. That's another really, really good book. But it's all about that little bit of difference that makes all the difference. So, it could be a 3-4% increase that, is the difference between success and failure. Again, another example he gives in this book was a lady that wanted to write a book, but she didn't have much time. She had a busy family life. So he advises her to just spend, an hour every single day writing a chapter of the book or a page of the book. I can't remember now exactly how she does it, but I think it was just to spend an hour each morning before the children got out of bed, just writing, part of the book. And then by the end of the year, the accumulation of all those hours daily would have, achieved the actual book itself. So it's all about, doing little things on a daily basis that are going to add up to bigger results. And like I said before, that success is sometimes achieved in those tiny little bits of difference that make absolutely all the difference. Fourthly, there's a chapter all about the law of attraction and vibration. The whole book is based on this concept, but there is a chapter dedicated to the law of attraction and vibration. Now, the example he uses here is a little acorn that he holds up when he does seminars. He talks about, showing the audience an acorn. And actually the acorn looks like a solid object, but it isn't. Inside, it's just full of moving particles. And when the acorn is out of the ground, it's slowly deteriorating. But as soon as you put that acorn into the earth, it attracts everything that it needs. It's got a built-in pattern, a built-in plan for how it's going to turn from that acorn into a mighty oak tree. So it starts attracting all the things that it needs to grow. And he was sort of comparing that to ourselves, where we do attract things that are in harmony with us. Everything that we already that we desire is already there. It's just about becoming getting into harmony with those things. And he said the difference with human beings is that we can, decide on the plan. We're not like the acorn with the built-in fixed plan. We can program, ourselves to achieve whatever it is that we want. So it's all about realizing that everything that you desire is possible. It's there already, but it's just about getting into harmony with that. So, thinking positive, visualizing what you want, not, thinking of all the reasons why you can't get it. The last thing I wanted to talk about is a chapter called The Image Maker, which is again very, very similar to the Law of Attraction chapter. And there's a quote in this chapter that I highlighted that I really love. And it said, "Keep your eye on a higher image rather than on a lower concern." So again, it's all about, looking forward, concentrating on that vision, that you want to achieve, that vision that you want to create for your life. And not taking your eye off the ball. You just got to keep focused on it. Always think, positivity. How can I achieve this? Don't think of all the reasons why not. Just create that image in your mind. And whatever, image you can create in your mind, you can create in reality. So, it's just an amazing book. And it really has got me fired up and inspired again. Although I have read it, so many times before. But I think a tip, with books is, you only get so much out of it the first time you read it. You have to keep going back again and again and again to get, each time you peel back another layer, I find, and I just learn something else, or something else becomes, just easier to understand or really sinks in and resonates with me. So yeah, just keep reading. So it's here. It's an old book, this is. I'm sure you can still get it. You Were Born Rich. Really, really good book. I love Bob Proctor. I like all his books, but this one here is particularly a favourite of mine. So I hope that helps you. If you have any questions about this, please get in touch with me. I might even do another video on this when I've finished the book and read the first half. I've now read the second half and, quite a way through it actually, but when I've finished, I will report back and perhaps do another video on the other things that I pick up. So hope that's been useful. I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.